This may be a simplistic example, but I'll use it anyway. When I was 17, I received my driver's license, and my father took me aside and told me a license was not a right but a privilege, and that the rules of the road are rules and not mere suggestions. The same logic applies when one seeks the Democratic nomination for president. There are rules of the road, so to speak. One of those rules is after what date a primary can be held. But Michigan and Florida chose to have primaries in violation of the rules. They could have opted for caucuses. Florida already has a caucus process in place for elected delegate selection. The nominating rules is a delegate-driven process. The rules say nothing about majority of votes, primaries won, or the most ridiculous suggestion of all, an electoral college model. The rules maintain that a candidate who garners 2,025 delegate votes is the nominee. We know that this is a mathematical impossibility for Senator Clinton to achieve. We also know that Senator Obama is the prospective nominee. I will not go into a long explanation here about what I and others have already expressed. The remarks of Representative James Clyburn are particularly important since he is known to communicate not only his own views but those of Speaker Pelosi as well. I had great respect for the Clintons. I worked for Bill in 1992 and 96. But my respect wanes greatly. Do the Clintons want to be responsible for the loss of the presidency by the Democrat this year? Do they want a split party and a McGovern-like convention? They're behaving as if they do. If this is indeed true and McCain is elected, every policy that extends the war in Iraq, that which is anti-people in nature, should be laid at the door of Senator Clinton's Senate office, for it will be her and her husband who will be the primary obstacle to the forging of a unity party that put principles and people over the special interests. Lastly, there are those of us who will work to ensure that Mrs. Clinton's career is ruined and her husband's legacy is more tainted than it already has become. Withdraw, Senator Clinton, for the good of your party and the country. This is Joe Garcia. The space is reform.squarespace.com, reform.squarespace.com. The email address is 2008reform@gmail.com, 2008reform@gmail.com. Thank you, and have a pleasant tomorrow.